you got yourself a great daily driver. Hello and welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name's Chad, and today you actually find me inside of my 2008 Volvo C30. We've been spending way too much time not driving this thing, chasing down issues here and there, working everyday life, and not actually driving her like she should. Today, I'm here to talk to you about what is quite possibly the best possible mod you can do for your car, whether you own a C30 like I do, or you own any other car that you're looking to add a little bit of performance to, and that is coilovers. I recently had B14 Bilstein coilovers installed on all four corners on this car. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do the work myself. Again, the real world got in the way, and I just didn't have time. So I took the car down to our friends at Long Valley Auto Works. Coilovers. If you go on any forum, any Facebook page, anything where anyone can have an opinion without being thoroughly vetted, etc., you'll find that coilovers are a bit of a hot button issue. In a lot of cases, people say they ruin the ride of the car and that we all don't drive our cars on racetracks. We're not that lucky. We spend most of our time driving to and from work, dropping the kids off places, going to the grocery store, all of those sort of mundane tasks that we use our car 99% of the time for. Coilovers obviously add a huge performance benefit, but is that worth it when you spend so much time not driving the car in a performance-oriented way? Well, today we're here to test that out. We're here to test, are my new B14 Bilstein coilovers worth the extra performance? Are they worth that in, some might say, at the sacrifice of everyday drivability? Now, before we get started here, I do want to address the last time you saw me and this car, we were chasing down a boost issue. She still isn't boosting properly, but frankly, I wanted to make a video that was positive today. I wanted to make a fun video today. I wanted to showcase what these little C30s are capable of for not a lot of money. You can get these cars for really cheap. You throw a couple mods at them and they become awesome daily drivers. So we're going to get started by talking about, well, addressing the cons, addressing the elephant in the room, addressing, well, did I ruin the ride of this car? Well, I recently made a pretty significant road trip. I drove down to just outside Atlantic City for a golf trip we go on every year. It's about 125 miles in each direction, and the first half of the leg, well, that was done in perfect conditions. Perfect, the roads were great, everything was fantastic, and everything was good. I got out of the car, I had no backache, my legs weren't sore, I didn't really have any sort of fatigue. I got right out of the car, parked her, checked into my hotel, and went and played, well, a substandard round of golf. On the way back, we drove in the remnants of a tropical storm, so it wasn't really that nasty out. It was just a deluge of rain, and in all situations, all of it, even with the white knuckling driving that was, some of the spray, some of the low visibility situations, I didn't have any sort of issues with the suspension. It was comfortable. It did the job. If I had a passenger, they'd probably be really hard pressed to figure out that I had an upgraded suspension on this car. And as you're again seeing here, I took the car in a situation that, well, frankly, I'm very rarely ever going to see, and that is a rough road test, a road that we typically use to test things like the Raptor, pickup trucks, the Jeep Wrangler, all sorts of Jeeps. Basically, it's where we go to test any vehicle that has any sort of off-road credibility whatsoever. And I took the little C30, the little lowered C30 on coilovers with her custom exhaust, her front mount intercooler, all this stuff. I took her down the road, and yes, things were a little pot marked. Things were it wasn't an ideal road, but as long as I didn't drive like a complete jackwagon, the road was more than comfortable. It was, the coilovers did their job. If I had to drive that road every day, I'd probably still get coilovers because, again, as long as you don't drive like an idiot, the suspension is more than comfortable. But you don't buy coilovers to go on road trips. You don't buy coilovers to go to and from the shops, or you don't buy coilovers to go on rough road or any of that sort of stuff. You buy coilovers because on a day as beautiful as today is, you want to go out and you want to have a little fun. Now, the question remains, is all this extra comfort, is all this extra compliance does that mean these coilovers aren't worth the purchase price? Does it mean I should have just stuck with the stock suspension? Does it mean it didn't really improve the car all that much? Well, how about we throw her in gear, go for a little spirited drive, have some fun, and see if the coilovers did their job. All right, so the stock suspension, while very good, I mean, I was quite impressed with it when I went down to the Dragon, had about 2 fatal flaws when it came to being a performance machine. The first was the rear. The rear would squat. I don't know how the best way to describe it. You get a lot of sway in the rear. Now, I know sway bars are the be-all, end-all fix for that, but the coilovers get you really close. You still have a little bit of dip coming from the rear, but that is quite all right. It's not nearly as bad as it was. The other thing, and probably the biggest thing with the stock suspension, was the front end. The front end, while decent, just never gave me the confidence I needed to really push through corners. It was good, but like I said, when I was down on the Dragon, I felt like I could have done a hell of a lot better if I had just a little bit more confidence through the corners, like to really be able to just chuck her in there and know that she was going to stick. These coilovers, that is without question the first thing you absolutely notice with these bad boys. Is the front end is just so much more planted now. The turn-in is so much crisper and so much quicker. It is just makes this car so much better, so much more fun to drive. Makes her even feel like a sports car. It makes her so much more fun than she otherwise would have been. It is absolutely a mod that, listen, if you're looking to do anything to your C30, throw these coilovers on her, throw an exhaust on her, put a tune on, and you have a little bit more punch, and you have a car that every day she handles like a sports car now. And I have driven a lot of cars, and she handles so much better than just a regular stock, fuel efficient, go get groceries hatchback now. She is just she is so much more fun to drive. All right, so at the end of the day, are these B14 Bilstein coilovers worth it? And that is a emphatic hell yeah. They transform this car into something that is so much better. I hate to keep going on about it, but the front end, it feels so planted. Turn-in happens so much quicker now. It is just so much more confidence inspiring behind the wheel than it was as a stock package. Sure, we could probably still use a sway bar in the back, but as an overall package, if you're just going to do one thing, these coilovers are an absolute must. And they don't really ruin the ride. And they're comfortable. And they're great for long trips. What more could you possibly want from a set of coilovers? Performance and comfort. And that is absolutely why I feel that this is the best mod you can make on just about any car, and in specific, the C30. Why? Because you can actually feel it. You can actually feel it driving around. You can actually, your sense of touch. You go into a corner, you can tell that you're taking it faster or quicker or with more confidence than you would on the stock suspension. Basically, what you need for this car to have a great little fun daily driving car is a 3-inch downpipe, 3-inch exhaust, a tune to go along with it, and these coilovers, because you can hear the new exhaust. You can feel the added power. You can feel the added confidence in the suspension and everything like that. It wakes these things up. You could do it on a budget as well. It just makes an awesome package. These cars aren't going for a hell of a lot of money out there. You probably pick one up with decent miles for $4,000, throw $4,000 worth of mods into her, and boom, you got yourself a great daily driver. I'm completely sold. If you're looking for a great streetable coilover, the Bilstein B14 is the way to go. And definitely go through FCP Euro like we did. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to find Shifting Lanes on social media, we're at Shifting Lanes. If you want to find me personally, I'm at Kennedy83. Go down to our Teespring account down below, get yourself some awesome Volvo swag. Whew. This was a fun one, guys. Hopefully next video is me telling you we fixed the boost issue and we're making full power. I cannot wait, guys. I want to take you along for the ride, but for the suspension, that's a wrap, and I'll catch you next time.